You've likely heard the incredible buzz around advanced AI lately, but have you really thought about the hidden risks, especially with these open weight models?
Yeah, the ones where basically anyone can download the core brain of the AI, the weights, and tinker with it.
Exactly. And today we're diving into a really fascinating paper. It's called Deep Ignorance. Filtering pre-training data builds tamper-resistant safeguards into open weight LLMs.
Quite a title.
It is. And our mission here is to unpack how this, well, pretty radical new idea for training AI might make these powerful systems safer, less prone to misuse.
And the core idea is kind of counterintuitive, isn't it?
It really is. Could the key to AI safety actually be teaching it less?
Preventing it from learning dangerous things right from the start,
At the foundation.
instead of trying to, bolt on safety features afterwards. Okay, so let's unpack this. Open way AI, it's a double-edged sword, right?
Definitely.
On the one hand, huge benefits. More transparency, open research, lots of people getting access. It really fuels innovation. It democratizes AI development in a way. But yeah, there's that flip side.
What is that flip side specifically?
Well, once those weights are out there, the model's core knowledge, you can't just recall them. It's impossible.
Right. The genie's out of the bottle.
Precisely. And there are real risks. The International AI Safety Report highlighted this risks of malicious use, or even just people using them misguidedly with potentially bad outcomes.
And this is where things get really interesting regarding current safety methods. A lot of them are applied after training, right?
Yes, post hoc measures.
And the paper argues they're not very robust. They mention work by Jane and others finding that this kind of fine-tuning often just creates a thin layer, a wrapper,
All
but
right.
the underlying dangerous capabilities, they're still there.
Yeah, just hidden slightly.
Okay.
And they can be revived, as the paper puts it, with more fine-tuning. Sometimes quite easily.
How easily?
Well, we've seen safety fine-tuning get undone in just, a few dozen steps of adversarial fine-tuning, someone deliberately trying to break the safety measures.
Wow. Okay. That's not very resistant.
Not at all. And it really highlights that we need a better science for managing these open weight risks, something more fundamental.
So if slapping on safety afterwards isn't enough, what's this paper's big idea, this deep ignorance?
It's about prevention, not cure. The core idea, their hypothesis, is simple. If a model never learns harmful information during its initial training, its pre-training,
Uh-huh.
then it should be much, much harder for someone later to force it to do harmful things.
Because the knowledge just isn't there.
Exactly. It lacks the internal machinery to understand or execute those harmful capabilities. They focus specifically on something they call biothreat proxy knowledge.
Biothreat proxy knowledge. So not necessarily direct instructions for making a bioweapon, but related info.
Right. Information about biological processes or materials that could be misused. Dual-use information.
Okay, makes sense. So how do they actually stop the AI from learning this stuff? They built a filter.
Yes, a pretty sophisticated multi-stage data filtering pipeline. And remarkably efficient, too.
Walk us through it. How does it work?
Okay, so stage one uses a keyword block list. They actually used another powerful AI, Llama 3.370B, to help generate lists of risky keywords related to biothreats.
Using AI to filter AI training data. Clever.
It is. And this first stage is fast and cheap. It catches most documents over 90% just based on keywords. If a document hits, say, 2 or more blocked terms, it gets passed to stage 2. This first stage is mostly CPU bound, so it doesn't need tons of expensive AI hardware.
Got it. Cheap and fast first pass. What's stage 2?
Stage 2 uses a fine-tuned modern BERT classifier. It's a smaller AI, but specialized. It looks deeper at the meaning, the semantics, not just keywords.
So it's trying to catch things the keywords might miss, or maybe assess if the context is actually harmful?
Exactly, a more nuanced check. And the kicker. The estimated cost for this whole two-stage filtering process, less than 1% of the total compute, the FLOPS, needed for training the main AI model.
Wow. Less than 1%. That's incredibly efficient.
Very efficient. It makes it practical.
They also mentioned 2 filter types, strong and weak. What's the difference?
Good question. The strong filter is simpler. It's basically just the keyword block list from stage 1. If a document triggers it, it's out, removed completely.
Okay, straightforward.
The weak filter uses the full two-stage process. It's more nuanced. They found it particularly useful later in training during what's called the annealing phase, where you might strategically use more of certain data types.
Why weaker? Does it let some things through?
It's about balance.
Yeah.
It aims to minimize false negatives, accidentally letting harmful stuff through, but also minimize false positives, throwing out useful, safe data. It's a more careful approach, sometimes even replacing filtered documents with safe ones to maintain data balance.
Okay, theory sounds good, efficiency sounds great. Let's get to the results. Did it actually work? Did this deep ignorance strategy make a difference?
Yes, the findings seem pretty compelling. The filtering significantly reduced the model's ability to learn that biothreat proxy knowledge we talked about.
How did they measure that?
They used a benchmark called WMDP Bio, focused on these dual-use biology topics. But, crucially, they were aware of a problem with standard multiple-choice tests for AIs.
Oh, what's the problem?
Models can sometimes cheat, basically, using shortcut exploitation. Like, they found on some tests, just picking the longest answer option gave surprisingly high accuracy, like 46%.
Seriously, the longest answer? Okay, that's not real knowledge.
Not at all. So to avoid that, they developed tougher, more robust test versions. WMDP Bio Robust MCQA and WMDP Bio Verified Close, like fill in the blanks. These really push the model to show genuine understanding.
Smart. Measuring actual knowledge, not test-taking tricks. What about the AI's other abilities? Did filtering out the bio stuff make it dumber overall?
That's the really encouraging part. No, they saw no degradation in unrelated capabilities. Really. They tested on standard benchmarks like MMLU, PQA, Lambda, HelloSwag. These measured general knowledge, reasoning, language understanding.
And the filtered models did just as well.
Comparably well, yes. It suggests the filtering was precise. It removed the targeted harmful knowledge without causing collateral damage to general intelligence.
Okay, that's huge. But the absolute key test,
Yeah.
how do they hold up against attacks? People trying to make them misuse information.
This is where the filtering approach really shone. They tested against three main types of attacks.
What were they?
First, latent space attacks. These are subtle tweaks to the model's internal state to trigger bad outputs.
Okay.
Second, adversarial fine-tuning. This is the direct approach trying to retrain the model specifically on harmful biothreat-related data.
And how did the filtered models do?
They showed state-of-the-art resistance. They held up against up to 10,000 steps and 300 million tokens of adversarial fine-tuning on biothreat text.
10,000 steps. How does that compare?
It's over an order of magnitude more than 10 times better than the baseline safety methods applied after training. A huge jump in robustness.
Wow. Wait, what was the third attack type?
Benign fine-tuning. This might sound odd, but sometimes just fine-tuning a model on safe, unrelated data, like general text from Wikipedia, can actually erode some of the post-training safety measures. But the filtered models, they remain robust even after this benign fine-tuning. Their ignorance was deeply embedded.
So filtering seems really powerful on its own. But in safety, people often talk about defense in depth, right? Like layers of protection. Does filtering work well with other safety techniques?
Absolutely. That's another positive finding. They found useful synergies, as they put it, combining filtering with post-training methods like circuit breaking or CB.
Circuit breaking, what's that do?
It's a technique that tries to detect and scramble the model's internal processing when it encounters harmful prompts, sort of rerouting the dangerous thought process.
So filtering removes the knowledge, and CB messes with the processing if something slips through or is presented differently.
Exactly. They found that combining filtering with CB and also CB plus another technique called latent adversarial training provided even stronger defenses. Layers working together.
Okay, so filter the data, add circuit breaking. Are we getting close to solving this open weight safety issue? Or are there still gaps?
Well, that leads to a really important, maybe sobering finding. There's a crucial limitation.
What is it?
Data filtering, even combined with CB, can't stop the model from using harmful information if that information is given directly in the prompt in the context.
You mean like if someone uses the AI with a search tool, finds dangerous info online, and then feeds it to the AI, like an open book test?
Precisely that scenario, an open book attack. The AI doesn't need the knowledge internally if the attacker provides it externally.
So filtering stops it from knowing it, but not necessarily from using it if shown.
Correct. Circuit breaking can help impair the ability to use in-context info somewhat, but here's the big qualifier. None of the defenses they tested, including the combined ones, could fully resist a sophisticated attack that first used adversarial fine-tuning and then used in-context retrieval.
Wow. So fine-tune to weaken it, then give it the harmful info in the prompt.
Yes. That combination proved extremely difficult to defend against. It's a major challenge that remains.
That is a huge takeaway. Okay.
Yeah.
You also mentioned something about negative results, things they tried that didn't work as expected.
Mhm.
What did we learn from those?
Yeah, this was fascinating. They tried an alternative approach. Instead of filtering out bad knowledge, they tried to train the model on incorrect information about biothreats.
Like actively teach it falsehoods to make it useless for bad actors.
Exactly. Trying to implant false beliefs using artificially generated documents. But it largely failed.
It failed how?
It didn't really suppress the dangerous capabilities, and in some cases, it might have even increased them slightly.
Increase them. How could teaching it wrong stuff make it more dangerous?
Their theory is that even the wrong biology-related information still kind of tuned the model towards biology concepts. It made it better at, say, guessing patterns in the evaluations, even if the core facts were wrong.
Huh. So just feeding it misinformation isn't a reliable safety strategy.
It seems not, at least not in this straightforward way. It suggests that simply making an AI ignorant by removing knowledge is perhaps easier and more effective than trying to actively make it wrong about specific dangerous topics. That's a complex challenge.
So pulling this all together, what's the big picture for AI safety from this work?
I think it clearly establishes pre-training data curation, this filtering idea, as a really promising foundational layer of defense, especially for these open-weight models.
A new tool in the toolbox.
A powerful one. It shows you can genuinely improve tamper resistance and deeply change what a model knows internally by being careful about the data it learns from.
And does this only apply to open weight models?
While the paper focuses there because the risks are acute, the principle holds relevance for closed models too. It supports this idea of inability-based safety.
Inability-based, meaning
Meaning you argue a model is safe not just because you told it rules, but because it fundamentally lacks the internal capacity, the neural circuits, to perform certain harmful actions. It can't do it because it never learned how.
that feels much more robust than just relying on alignment fine-tuning alone.
Potentially, yes, but as we discussed, it's not a silver bullet, right?
Right. You mentioned it works well for precise knowledge, like science facts, but maybe not other harms.
Exactly. They contrast their success with filtering biothreat data against other research, where filtering for, say, general toxicity or harmfulness sometimes backfire.
Made models more susceptible.
Well, in some cases, yeah. The hypothesis is that filtering is great for removing specific factual knowledge. But for more emergent behaviors, like being toxic or deciding whether to obey a harmful request, the model might actually need some understanding of the harmful concept to effectively resist it.
Huh. So for some things, ignorance is strength, but for others, knowledge is needed for resistance.
It might be that nuanced, yeah. Filtering precise facts versus managing broader behavioral tendencies might require different approaches.
It really highlights how complex this is. And managing risks from open models still feels incredibly hard because you can't control who uses them or how. What's next then? Where does research go from here?
Well, scaling is key. Applying this to even larger models, more capable ones, and importantly, multimodal models, ones dealing with images, video, audio, not just text.
Right, the risks expand there too.
Definitely. And we need a deeper mechanistic understanding. What does ignorance actually look like inside the neural network? How can we verify it? And ultimately, developing comprehensive strategies that layer filtering with other defenses like improved circuit breaking or monitoring will be crucial.
This has been fascinating. It really shows how the science of AI safety is evolving. This idea of building in tamper resistance by carefully choosing what the AI learns before it's even fully formed, that feels like a potential game changer.
It's a shift towards proactive safety, building it in from the ground up rather than reactive patching. A really important direction for responsible AI development, I think.
So for you, our listener, here's something to chew on. If we can make AI ignorant of harmful knowledge, what does that truly imply about its potential and its limits? Can we ever achieve a state of perfect, unbreachable, deep ignorance in these incredibly complex systems? Or will there always be some unforeseen way, some clever loophole for that harmful potential to emerge? Something to ponder until our next deep dive.